Hello, my Teaserking family. It's the professor coming to you with a little different twist. I've been asked by a few people to go over gold and go over other investments. They're making a lot of money on Teaserking and they want to know what to do with their money. So the question is gold, what is it? How do I buy it? Why should I buy it? Or sports cards came up today. So I want to just review all this and give you my view on it. My background is Austrian economics and corporate finance. I'm very good at playing poker, and I've got a big sports card collection, and I'm buying gold. So why? Why do I do this? What do I got nothing better to do with my money? Is it stupid? What are you doing? Well, let's talk about it. So you have money. The people running the money keep printing it. So that hurts the value of your money. So it's like a car, right? The car goes and you buy a nice Mercedes and it's $60,000, but in 7, 8 years, it's worth maybe 15,000. Why did it go down? Because it's being worn out by wear and tear, hurts the value of it. Okay, so then we go to money. Well, they keep printing it. The more they print, there's too much of it out there, the less it's worth. They call it purchasing power. That's true inflation. And so as a professor of everything, I go, well, okay, what do I do about it? And the only way to beat inflation, if you think about it, your money's losing value. What do I do? Well, if you have money, first of all, you got to make money. Secondly, if you have money, how do you protect it? So you buy real assets. People will buy a house. They will buy a painting. They will buy baseball, football cards. They will buy gold and silver. All very good assets, real assets that will hold their value while the money goes down. And that's what's happening. So as the money's dropping, you're getting hurt. You're losing money. You're all of a sudden it's more expensive to go to the grocery store, go on trips, go on that. And let's not forget, money is freedom. What does that mean? Well, it means basically what it is. I just went to Europe. Well, I have money. I can go to Europe. If I don't have money, I can't go to Europe. I can't go to the grocery store. I can't pay rent. So there's a lot of things. So how do you get money? Well, you build your skill set. I got a master's. The more skill you have, the more you're valued, the more you're worth, the more money you can make. And that's what capitalism is. And I'm just trying to explain it to you. I'm not trying to be political. It's just if you have a good skill set, you get paid more, bottom line. And so as you make money, what do you do with it? Well, you want to protect it. Yeah, you want to go on trips. You want to buy nice food, nice clothes, a nice house, a nice car. So you got money in the bank. So let's say you got 100 grand. What do you do with it? Okay, I want to protect it because it's going to go down in value because the government keeps printing money, printing more and more money. Okay, so what do I do? Well, you get out of cash, you get out of US dollars because that's going to lose its value and you put it somewhere else. So what are your options? Well, option one is to buy euros or Swiss francs. And you go, well, wait a minute, they're printing those the same as the US, so they're not going to have value. They're going to go down in value. So you go, well, okay, I need an asset. So what's an asset? Well, right off the top, gold and silver. Why is that an asset? It's real money. Baseball cards. You buy a house. You buy a painting. The difference in a painting is it's hard to sell it. I can sell my baseball cards on eBay relatively easy, or I can at least carry them around, go to a card show or go to a store and sell it. The market sets the price. Unlike gold, the market doesn't set the price there yet, but it will. So first question is what do I do with gold? How do I buy it? How do I sell it? So basically, what happens is you go to a coin store and he sells gold. Now, gold is being manipulated. So the clearest way I can say it is it's not market. Market doesn't control it. COMEX does, which is JP Morgan basically putting in shorts to sell it to keep the price low artificially, not because of market. And then the Chinese and the Russians and other central banks are buying it cheap. So it's basically you come to me and say, Howard, I want to, I want to buy gold cheap, wink, wink. And I say, oh, okay, I'll just do all these shorts that I don't have the gold with, but I'll just keep the price level for you. And then you buy it cheap. That's what's happening. So it's not, whenever you hear these idiots on YouTube or on TV talk about, well, this is they're going to raise interest rates, so gold went down. Bullshit. Gold goes down for one reason. The JP Morgans and the Chases are driving it down intentionally for the reason of central banks buying it cheap. That's why gold goes down. It has nothing to do with the Federal Reserve this and the Federal Reserve that. It's all a bunch of bullshit. It's the Magic Act. As I've talked, I'm the professor. Here's the left hand and the right hand. The left hand saying, the Fed's going to raise the interest rate. The right hand is selling the shorts to lower the price, and then all the central banks are buying gold. And then let's check it out. Do a Google search on how much gold does China's central bank have, and Russia's and Germany's and all the kind of, and it's huge. They keep buying and buying and buying gold because they're printing the money and it's all going to be worthless. So I don't want to hold money. I got to put it in assets. So I got $100,000. I don't want to lose. I don't want it to go to zero. There goes my freedom. Now I'm a slave. I can't go on a trip. I can't buy steaks. I can't buy nice food or nice cars because I don't have, my money's worthless. So you have two options: either let it go to zero or get the hell out of the money and buy assets. So I can buy gold and I can buy silver, and it's going to go way up because they can't keep shorting it. Eventually, there won't be any more gold left to buy, and then they're going to want it to go up, especially China, because their housing market's in big trouble. And as it's in big trouble, it's they need money. So what are they going to do? They're going to tell Chase, stop selling it. Now I want gold to go up, and you're going to see gold go from 1,800 to 10,000. So that's what happens. So that's how you protect yourself. So my friend he says, well, is it an investment? What is it? Am I going to sell it? Is it a stock? It's not a stock. It's real money. And you buy it as protection. However, we're going to get a double bang on it because not only are we not going to lose our $100,000 in cash, gold's going to go from 1,800 to 10,000, and we're going to make a lot of money holding the gold. But the intent is it's a protection. It stops us from losing our cash, the value of our U.S. currency, which is crap, which nobody in the world wants anymore. It's the lead currency for now, but nobody wants it. And who knows what they're going to do with these digital currencies and everything else. Now, that gets me to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is not an asset. Don't get fooled. It's a pyramid scheme. How does it go up and down? Is there even a Bitcoin? No. It's not going to protect you when the dollar goes down, because what is Bitcoin priced in? Dollars. So how is it going to have a value? It's not gold. It's not a Mickey Mantle card. So this is why we buy gold and we don't buy Bitcoin, because gold will hold its value. Gold will go up because it'll take more dollars to buy the gold. Bitcoin, why does it have a value now? What is it? To me, it's PayPal. I can pay somebody. The difference is I can give my girlfriend $200 on PayPal and she can get the money and she can go buy food in Europe. If I give her Bitcoin, she can't do anything with it. She can't go buy it. She's got to trade it into dollars And as dollars become worthless, then what do you trade it into? So you trade it into dollars and that's it. So it's really like everybody likes it because it's freedom. I can go and the government's off my back. And that's a very good thing, but it's not cash. It's not a currency. That's the problem with Bitcoin. So you got to be careful with that. It's a good way to trade money. I can send you Bitcoin, it's great, but it's not money. It's not an asset. So how do you buy gold? Why do you buy gold? Well, gold's a protection. What do you buy? How do you buy it? That's the question I was asked. So the way you buy it, and Nick, I know you're out there, is to go to a coin store. You do not pay sales tax on it. So I took $20,000 out of my account. I bought 10 ounces of gold, roughly at $1,900 an ounce. Whatever I had left, I bought some silver with. And I went into the store with cash. I gave the guy the cash. He gave me 10 ounces of gold. I had it. There's no shipping. There's no sales tax. It's boom, boom. You're going to pay more than spot because spot is COMEX, which is the fixed price by JP Morgan, keeping the price low so the Chinese and the Russians, who are probably controlling them, can buy the gold cheap. So again, look at the Federal Reserve, how much gold. They're buying tons and tons of it. Well, if it's such a bad investment, why the hell are the central banks buying it? Oh, I don't want it. Why aren't they buying Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin's not an asset, gold is. So you go into a coin store, you give them the cash. Sometimes you can use PayPal, sometimes you can use credit card. I've been to all that. And you can buy a bunch of silver too. And the difference is silver you can buy cheap. Silver you can buy at like $28, $29 an ounce. And I bought 20 rounds of it. The problem is it's not gold. Gold standard, right? That's going to go up thousands and thousands of dollars. Silver might go from 30 to 100, probably 200. So you got gold. Gold's going to go way up and it's going to protect you. That's the purpose of buying gold. You go to the store, you buy a gold eagle, or you can buy, I bought Cougarans and eagles. As long as it'll say 1 ounce of gold on the back. If it says 1 ounce of gold, you know you got gold. There's one test. If you buy jewelry like this, you put a magnet up to it. If this holds on to the magnet, it's not real. If it rejects it, it is real gold. And that's the key. If you got jewelry, you bought your spouse a gold watch, a gold bracelet, a necklace, that's how you know it's real, is the magnet will not, it'll reject it. With the coins, same way. But they'll say 1 ounce of gold, a half ounce of gold. And the beauty of gold is you can buy a tenth of an ounce. A tenth of an ounce is about $250 right now. A quarter of an ounce is $550. A half an ounce is $1,000, and an ounce is about $1,900. So depending on what you have, that's what you buy. Even if you bought quarter ounces and tenth of an ounces, it's still great. It's still, you're protecting yourself. I give it to my kids, quarter ounces for their birthdays. That's what you do. I meet my girlfriend. I give her a quarter ounce. Here you go. That's why it's like you buy them for birthday presents, tenth of an ounce, quarter of an ounces. So it depends on what you have. If you have, like when I had 20 grand, I bought 10 ounces. And then when I get 500 here and 500 there, I buy a quarter an ounce or a tenth of an ounce. And you don't have to buy US. You buy a Cougarans, like US is, let's say 1970. The Cougarans like 1920. So you get a $50 discount. You don't give a shit because it's an ounce of gold. The Cougaran will say an ounce of gold. The Eagle will say an ounce of gold. You're buying an ounce of gold. I don't care if it's an Eagle or a Cougaran. And if I can save $50 an ounce because it's a Cougaran, then I'm going to save $50 an ounce. That's how you buy it. You pay cash or credit card. Credit cards, they usually charge you a couple percent. So if you don't need to, use the cash. But if you just want to buy a few more ounces of gold and you don't have the cash, but you're going to get it down the road, then use the credit card, absolutely. But pay it off because the interest will start killing you. But that's what you're trying to do. So you go to the coin store. It says an ounce of gold, a half, a quarter. That's what you want to buy. You want gold. And the coins are great. You can't go wrong. If you need money, you go to the coin store and say, hey, I want to sell it. He'll buy it in 5 seconds because there's 1,000 guys buying it. See, what they really don't tell you is there's so many people like me who want to buy it, right? The central banks are buying the big James Bond gold bars or the Money Heist gold bars. That's what the central bank buys. They don't buy little coins. Me and you want to buy, I want to buy 5 ounces. It's going to cost me 10 grand, but I'd rather have the 5 ounces of gold coins than the 10 grand. That's the point. The 10 grand is going to be worth $500. The 5 ounces of gold that I just spent 10,000 on is going to be worth 100,000. That's why you do it. As the value of the dollar goes up, that's why you have it. If I said I'll give you $1,000, or I'll give you 2,000, or I'll give you an ounce of gold, what would you have? In 5 years, the 2,000 is going to be worth $20, and the 2,000 and the ounce of gold that's worth 2 grand is going to be worth 15, 20 grand. So what would you rather do? That's the point of it. That's why you buy the coins, and you buy silver, because that's going to go up because there's a shortage of silver and they need it for cell phones and the car batteries and all this, computers. And you can't replace silver. A, it runs out, and B, you can't like substitute nickel or copper for it. And there's a huge shortage of it. So what happens when there's a shortage? It goes up. You prefer gold because it's the gold standard. Gold, my gold is probably from the Roman Empire. You cannot destroy gold. That's the beauty of gold, right? It can't be destroyed. I've had this since 1995. It's still nice and shiny and nice and new. You never clean it. It's just, that's the way it is. And it's just a beautiful thing. And that's what you have with it. So you just, it's indestructible. Silver runs out, right? It wears out. Gold doesn't. So the gold gets melted and redone. You cannot destroy. It's like a star or a meteor or something. You can't destroy it. It just, you can melt it, but so people go, well, what if there's a fire in the house? It doesn't matter. It won't, you can't destroy it. It'll go liquid, but who cares? It's still there. It's still an ounce of gold. So remember that. It's a protection. It's sort of like a teaser bet. We won the first half of the bet. The second half's out there. We don't want to risk that much. We try to middle the game. We take the other straight. That's the difference. It's the same thing. It's a beautiful hedge. I don't want dollars. I want gold. Hello, Alex. What's up? Well, I've had some questions about how do I buy gold and baseball cards. And I did my bowl thing yesterday, and 7-0 on the locks, and I hit every Baylor and everybody else. So today I'm talking gold and cards because I'm getting questions on it, and I'm very good at that. That K-State line has really moved. I haven't paid attention. I don't know which LSU team shows up tonight, so what's the spread now? Casey's a big favorite. Maybe the LSU guys are sitting out. Probably, I don't know. I probably like the under in the game, if you must know. But anyway, back to the topic. So you have gold. Gold is a hedge. It's protection. It's a real asset. If I need the money, if I buy 20 ounces of it and I need the money, I go sell an ounce and I get $2,000 or whatever it's at the time. And you go to a coin store, he's going to gladly, let's say gold's right now $18.20 an ounce, and you're going to pay $19.50 for it because the demand is greater than the price, because the price is fixed, and it's a scam that it's low so the Chinese and the Russians can buy and all the other central banks. So if I take the coin back, I'm not going to get the 1950, but I'll probably get 19 or 1875. Either way, it's fine. 9.5 K-State. LSU's players are probably out. Play it under. They've already, Boutte is already, he's been out half the year. Their quarterback, I don't know, they got stud players, LSU, so they're probably sitting out so they don't get hurt for the NFL draft. So back to gold. I apologize, Derek. I agree. I don't know how LSU scores. Yeah, play it under. KC's good defense. They don't have a good offense. They run and everything else. So I'll try to fit the football in with the gold talk. So anyway, so that's all you do is you go to a coin store. You can buy anything that says 1 ounce of gold, a half ounce of gold, Cougarans, Canadian Maple Leafs, anything that has, and it says 1 ounce of gold, you're buying the gold. That's all you care about. LSU playing the second walk-on, basically the 6th-string quarterback. Well, there you go. Bet it under. They won't score, but don't fuck around with the 9.5. You know, who knows? Is Brian Kelly coaching LSU, or is who's their coach? That'll be interesting. But play it under, guys. So if you need the money, you go back, but at least it's going to keep its value, where the dollar's not going to keep it. So, if Alex goes and makes it, no what? No. What, Alex, what do you mean no? No. Coach is Brad Day. Oh, okay, sorry. The O-line. Okay, so what's he going to do? It's an under game. Did the under drop 5 points also? Probably. Anyway, so gold's a protection. That's what it is. It's the only real money, that and silver. Brian Kelly. Yeah. Okay. I got it. No, Brian Kelly not coaching. So unless the under drop 5 points, play the under. So that's how you buy it. It's just, as long as it says 1 ounce of gold, which is what it will say, or a half ounce or quarter. And that's the beauty of it. You can buy a tenth, a quarter, go under. Put it with, if you want to tease it with Georgia under. The real Georgia team's playing Alabama on Monday, and they're going to kick their ass. So anyway, so with gold, it's, and it might not go tomorrow. It's not like a stock that's going to run up 10 points. You just got to be patient with gold. It will protect you, and it will go up. It's just being manipulated down like a fixed football game, but eventually it'll jump up. Now, do I buy gold stock? Well, I would buy the gold coins first, and then with whatever's left, there are gold stocks. Newmont Mining, I've talked about, NEM, WPM. Those are good gold and silver stocks to buy. They follow COMEX for some reason, and I don't understand it. But what's going to happen, I believe, is the market's going to drop because of the China thing with the housing. They're going to need money. So what do? If you need money, you sell stocks to get the money. The gold stocks will drop also. And then when everything drops, then that's when you buy. That's when you buy it. Hold on 1 second. I have to check my rose. I'm so sorry about that. So anyway, the gold stocks are good, but they're going to follow COMEX, and people will start going into it. See, right now the problem is all these hedge funds and everything, and all these portfolio managers, they don't believe in gold. They're into Bitcoin, or they're into these stocks. The stocks are all fixed because the Federal Reserve's printing money and putting it into the stock market. And it's all insider trading, and Tesla's is like 700 times earnings, which is ridiculous. And so that's what's happening with the stock market. It's really not real. Again, that's being fixed. So they're printing money, which is devaluing the money, and they're buying stocks with it. And that's why the market's so high. It's not real. It's not because of the market or the economy's well. And there's so much debt that they can't raise the interest rates. So they'll say, well, we're going to raise the interest rates to stop the inflation, which is at 15%. They're going to raise the interest rate 0.5%. What the hell good's that going to do? And then they'll say, look, we're raising interest rates. That's why gold's going down. No, gold's going down because they're fixing it. I really don't see Georgia dominating Alabama. Nick Saban is in Kirby, not a smart-minded coach. I see Alabama kicking their ass again. They might, but all I'm saying is Georgia's not going to lay down this time. Last time what happened was Georgia didn't need to win. They were the number one team. They were already in the playoff. Alabama's backs were against the wall, needed the game to win. Georgia laid down, as you would see any what was a game on Sunday where they laid down? Where's my pros? Where did my pros go? Oh. So let's look at let's see. We'll look at Pitt Cleveland yesterday. Pitt needed the game. Cleveland was out because of what had happened to Cincinnati and everything. So what did they do? Pitt wins the game because their back's against the wall. So if Pitt played Cleveland again, are you going to say that? But if it's a playoff game, that's why I like it. So maybe they don't, Derek, but you're going to get Georgia's best game versus that. A, it's revenge. B, now they see what Alabama did to them, and they're going to be better prepared for it. And I think they're going to, did you expect, I expected 34-11 Michigan. Did you expect that? Did you expect them to blow out Michigan and keep it low scoring? I did, because that's the real Georgia team. They shut out freaking Arkansas, which says a bunch right there. So that's how I see it. I think that's what ends up happening is they know what Alabama did to beat them, and they fix it. And Alabama, they're going to put pressure on Alabama that they haven't seen. The kid got rid of the ball quickly, but where was Alabama against Cincinnati? They only put up 26, 27 points, not the 40 they did against Georgia. Why not? So, you have that. They put up 3 on Auburn. They put up 20 on LSU, who's kind of weak. So I think you're going to get the real Georgia defense, and that's all I'm saying. Georgia's going to play this game. They're not laying down. This is for the title, and I think it'll be a tough game. Anyway, back to the gold. So the gold, so that's why you buy it. The gold stocks are protection. Also, they should go up as gold goes up. So as gold goes from 1,800 to 3,000 to 4,000, these gold stocks are going to go through the roof. Right now, it's kind of hard because people need the money. The stocks will drop, and that'll cause the gold to go up. So you're going to buy gold. You got 20 grand. You want to buy gold coins. Keep a little bit of money for the gold stocks. As the market drops, then people will start going into gold, and then you'll see the big difference. So you're going to buy stocks, but I'd buy the coins preferably, and go to the gold. Go to the coin store. It'll say an ounce of gold, a half ounce. You can buy Cougarans, you can buy Eagles. It doesn't really matter. You're buying the ounce of gold. That is gold. Now, do I want to buy a Joe Burrow Prism card? So I brought out a couple of cards here. Let me read, Derek. Professor, it was the SEC championship. You could have knocked their asses permanently, and you let them in not buying it. Well, it comes down to Georgia was in, right? They knew they were in. It reminds me of Nebraska played Colorado, and Nebraska was in, and Colorado beat them like 70-0. Because Nebraska didn't care. They were already in the playoff, because that's what happened. So all I'm saying is Georgia was in the playoff. Alabama, if they lost, was not going to be in it. So they had their backs against the wall and played Alabama football, and Georgia didn't. They didn't, not that they didn't care, but they were in, and they don't care about the SEC championship. The key is to get into the playoff and win the playoff championship. That's all I'm saying, and you can see it, and that's what I preach on here. The teams with the backs against the wall win because they have to win if they're playing a team that doesn't have to. You're getting far more effort. So let's look at this week. What do we got? Who's backs against the wall? Okay, so let's look at New England, Miami this week. And this will be right up your I agree with you. They could have gotten rid of Alabama, but that wasn't the agreement, was to let Alabama in. So we have two SEC teams, and now Alabama's gonna repay by letting Georgia win. So here's New England 7 over Miami. New England needs to win because they want to win their division and not be a wild card. Miami has nothing to play for. They're out of the playoffs. So you're going to get the best effort from New England. Miami, you know, they don't care. They're not going to win. So that's what I'm saying. So New England's backs against the wall. They must win, not to get into the playoffs, but to win the division. They won't get a bye, but at least there'll be a home game. So there's a lot of incentive for New England. There's a lot of incentive for Indy, for Tennessee, Buffalo. Like Tennessee wins and they're the 1 seed. Great incentive. Look for them to blow out Houston. That's what I'm saying. And Alabama had to win. Georgia didn't. And that's the point I'm trying to make. They didn't have to win. Now it's death. It's you know, A against A. And this is where, why is Georgia favored? A perfect example, Derek. And you know, I'm agreeing with you, but it's a perfect example. Why is Georgia favored? Alabama beat them by 25 points. Alabama's the best team. Da. Why is Georgia favored by 3 when Alabama beat them by 30? Does that make any sense? Can you answer that question? Because it makes no sense to me. I agree with you, Derek. Alabama should be a 7-point favorite. Why are they a dog in this game when they clearly kicked Georgia's ass? That's my point. Because they know that Georgia's going to play and it's going to be a different game. And Georgia's defense is going to show up the way it did against Michigan and Arkansas and all that. And, you know, look what they did to Michigan. Michigan's scoring 40 points on Ohio State, 40 points on Iowa. They get nothing. And that's my point. When Georgia comes to play and plays that defense, Alabama is they're not going to have time to throw. He did a lot of these quick passes. Forget about it. They're going to take that away. It's going to be a long day for Alabama, is all I can say. Georgia's going to run it down their throat, and their defense is not going to give the quarterback any time to throw the ball. Just look for Georgia's defense to really play. I was asked, would I take the Georgia +3 and the under in a teaser? And I'm saying, no, we're locking the under. The under is like 52.5, 53.5. It's a lock. 59.5 ain't going to get close to that. Not in this game. Yeah, the other game, yeah, but Alabama's not going to get close to 40. They got 20-something against Cincy, and they'll be very happy to get 20-something in this game. You can't look at the last game. Look at the Auburn game. Look at the LSU game, the Texas A&M game. They didn't score. I mean, that's what's happening. So anyway, that's how I'm seeing it. Georgia's going to play. I don't know if it's good enough to win, but Georgia's going to play. Well, I'm just trying to say I'm locking Georgia under. Now, will Alabama win? I don't know, but it ain't going to be a lot of scoring. And that's all I care about. Just like I locked Georgia under against Michigan. I didn't know if they would win. I thought they would win, but I knew there wasn't going to be a lot of scoring, and Michigan gets 11. And they've been averaging 35-40 against Ohio State and Iowa and Wisconsin, you know, in the bigger game. Michigan State, they were putting up 35-40 points, and then they get in against Georgia, and they score 11. 1 second, I got to turn off my roast. Okay. Only the Teaserking can hurt his calf running through an airport trying to catch my plane. I had a few minutes to catch my connection, and I was running through the airport, and I pulled my calf muscle, and it's really sore. Anyway, Derek, Alabama is in their head. Michigan was just happy they beat Ohio State. That was their. Well, I agree with you. Ohio State was in Michigan's head, and Michigan got the win. So it does happen. I don't know that Alabama's in their head or not. Possibly, but I think that's why I think Georgia's going to play. And like I said, Alabama can win the game. I don't really care. There's not going to be a lot of scoring in it. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be an under game. It's going to be low scoring, like the Auburn game, like the A&M game, even like the Cincinnati game, 27-6. Again, you got a 52.5. I'm going to go under 58.5. You tell me where they're going to get 58.5 points in this game, because I don't see it. But that's the difference. Georgia's defense will play, and Alabama ain't scoring 41 this game. They might win it. I'm not saying that. I am saying, no, look for an under. Look for a low scoring. It's going to be pressure. They're not going to go for it on 4th and 2. You're not going to see that crap. And they're not going to get 2-point conversions. So look for the punting and look for a close to the vest type of game, and Alabama can throw it. They're not going to have time. They're going to bury their quarterback. So all I'm saying is under. I don't care if Alabama wins, and they might, but it's not going to be high scoring. Okay, back to the topic. So the gold is protection, but it will also real value. The gold stocks, we're going to really make you a lot of money. That's where you're really going to make money. But let the market crash first from all this China. There's two. Turkey is crashing and China is crashing because of this Evergrande and their property. And China's a different economy than the U.S. So as that crashes, they're going to need money. There's a lot of U.S. investors losing their ass in China, and they're going to need money. They're going to sell their stocks. And apparently there's been a lot of bailouts for J.P. Morgan and a few other banks that isn't hitting the news. I just saw it on YouTube. One of my finance guys was talking about it, that they shut the press down, so you don't know that's happening. But apparently there was a big bailout already for J.P. Morgan, and that's probably related to the gold because they keep shorting it, and they're getting their ass kicked. They're down millions and millions of dollars doing this shorting that they're doing for China and Russia. Anyway, so gold will protect you, and that's what you're looking at. How many times did Georgia quarterback almost throw interceptions? Alabama dominated Georgia. I promise you provided the same. That's fine. Derek, I don't care who wins. I'm just saying that Georgia's going to play, and it's going to be low scoring. And if the guy throws 10 interceptions, I don't really care because it'll keep the score down. But they intercepted Michigan. I saw once in the end zone. I saw a Michigan fumble, so they caused a lot of turnovers for Michigan also. So Georgia's going to get their turnovers too. But again, I'm not. Yeah, if you want to take Alabama 9, I'm not going to be against it, but I will. If you want to go over, I will be against that. So that's why you buy gold. That's how you buy gold. Go to a coin store. You take your cash. You get it. There's no sales tax. There's no shipping because you get it. You're going to pay over premium. So if it's 18.20, you're going to pay about 19.30 for the gold. Don't be surprised. That's normal. There's a ton of people like me who want to buy ounces and ounces and ounces because that's protection. The dollar's losing its value. It's been losing its value for a long time. And as you can see, go to the grocery store, go buy a car. Everything's more expensive. It's not. The dollar's worth less and less. And they'll tell you all this bullshit. I'm telling you what's really going on. These guys, the Fed's going to do this bullshit. The Fed can't do anything. They can't raise interest rates because of the debt. So they've created all this debt. So imagine you're at home and you run up your credit card to $100,000. Well, you can't just ignore it. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, that's what's happening here with the gold. So you buy gold to protect your dollars because you can't put them in euros or Swiss francs. Now, other assets. Again, Bitcoin, not an asset, is baseball cards. These are hockey cards. So why do I buy these? Well, if I look what this is, a Dominic Hasek. It's limited to 250. This is a Martin Brodeur, same set, 250. Okay. This is what you buy. You can see they're limited to 250. Now you get them graded. So what are you looking to buy? Now here's a Jaeger, but he's not limited, right? This is a nice Bowman card, but it's not numbered. So this card doesn't have a big value. This is Mario Lemieux. If it comes back graded PSA 10, maybe it's worth $100. These will be worth $1,000 graded PSA 10. The question was, do I buy a Joe Burrow Prism card? It wasn't numbered. And my answer is no, you don't buy that. I have a Russian in the audience. Cody? I don't know. I can read Russian, but I can't read that name that quick. I know that middle letter is a F or a D, I think. So the Joe Burrow card, should I buy it? Well, here's my response. You can buy Joe Burrow, but if you want to, wait till he wins the Super Bowl, because if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, the value of his card's going down. Now, this is a $3,500 card. Why would you buy it? Well, it's not numbered. These are 250 counts, right? It's a 250 count card. It's Dominic Hasek. It's Martin Brodeur. These guys are Hall of Fame superstars, and you can get them really cheap. Burrow hasn't proven anything yet. I mean, he's a great quarterback. I love Joe Burrow. I tell you that all the time. But he hasn't won the Super Bowl. So if you're worried, look at Mahomes. He won the Super Bowl. His card went up, and then his card's going down because that was 2 years ago. That's what happened. Now you buy the Mahomes cards. He's still great. He's still a superstar, probably a Hall of Famer, probably win 2 or 3 more Super Bowls when Brady and Rodgers get out. So you buy the Mahomes cards cheap. The idea when you're buying stocks, when you're buying gold, when you're buying baseball cards, football, you buy low, you sell high. So therefore, you don't want to buy Burrow now. You want to buy Mahomes now. Brady's probably so high, it's hard to buy. But if you can get a Brady, you buy a 10, buy a rookie card. It's going to cost you 10, 20 grand for a PSA 10, but it's only going to go up. It's Tom Brady. So that's what you have. So don't buy Burrow now. I understand you like Burrow and maybe he wins the Super Bowl. But if he doesn't, the value is not going to go up. So you're going to spend $3,200 and it's going to drop to $2,000. If you buy the Mahomes card, that's low because he hasn't won. He's got a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than I think Burrow because of their defense. And they've been there 2 years in a row. Then Mahomes will go back up, or Brady. I think Green Bay's got the best chance right now with all the injuries to Tampa. So maybe you go buy an Aaron Rodgers card, which are probably cheap. But my advice is you buy these limited cards, 250. See, it says it. So you know they only made 250. This is what I laugh about Bitcoin. It's limited to 21 million. I got 250 here, 21 million, my ass. So buy a Aaron Rodgers. He's got limited cards like this that are 100 count, 50 count. You can probably get it pretty cheap. The reason you buy the PSA 10s, they're already graded, so there's no risk that I'm getting a card. I don't want to pay a lot for a card. Like this card could be dinged. It could have bad corners. There's no centering on it, and it's a perfect card. This card's a 10. This I'm sure of. but I know it because I bought it and I picked it myself at a card show 100 years ago. So but nobody's going to pay me 20 grand for it because they don't know. But if I get this graded PSA 10, they know it's a perfect card. They know it's limited to 250. They know it's Martin Brodeur. I can get 20, 30 grand for it. So that's the difference. That's why you get it graded. And again, this is a heads. As the dollars go down, the value of this card goes up. The thing with sports cards, there's so many of them. There's Michael Jordan, there's Mickey Mantle, there's Willie Mays. There's so many different cards. Gold's gold. There's one gold. All right, that's gold. Here, there's Brodeur and Hasek and Michael Jordan and Brady and Mantle. Who do I buy? And that's the difference. Derek, so again, the professor, does New England play all their starters in this week's game? Absolutely. They have to win because if Buffalo wins and they lose, Buffalo wins the division. So New England has to play because they're going to do it. Buffalo, I don't think, is losing to the Jets. Well, New England almost lost to the Jets. Tennessee lost to the Jets, and Cincinnati lost to the Jets. The Jets didn't look too bad last week against Tampa. I have to look. When I do my show Thursday, I'll look at the Buffalo versus the Jets, the past 10 games, and see how they play them. Buffalo might kill them every game. I don't think Buffalo is going to have a lot of problems, but I'm not a Josh Allen fan. He runs too much. This is a ridiculous offense, having Josh Allen run. And they wonder, as soon as he does a Lamar Jackson and hurts his ankle, and then you don't have a quarterback, you're screwed. That's why you have a running back. In Buffalo, no way. The game, Buffalo's laying 17. Well, I agree with you, but New England's got to play, assuming until, now if it's 35-0 at the half, New England might pull their starters. I agree with that. But as of now, what if the Jets take a 17-0 lead? Now New England's going to play. So you don't know what's going to happen. I agree with you. Buffalo should win the game. But Buffalo is not as strong as people think. They've lost a lot of games to a lot of decent teams, and they're beating up the weak teams. And how weak is the Jets? Like I said, they played Tampa pretty damn good, which I was surprised. Zach Wilson looks a lot better, and their defense looks good. And they play Buffalo twice a year, so it's not going to be a big surprise. I'll have to see how the Jets play in Buffalo. But I wouldn't think the Jets win, but they might keep it close enough for New England to say, hey, we better keep our starters out there. But I get your point. If Buffalo's up 35-0, will New England pull it? Now, Belichick's weird. He never really pulled Brady. Even though they had clinched, Brady still played that last game of the year. Belichick's one of the few coaches who's going to play his guys. So I would think he's going to play no matter what. I just think that's the way he coaches and plays. So, no, I think Belichick's gonna play his players just because that's what he does. Anyway, so that's what I look at. So again, sports cards. Do you buy Joe Burrow for $3,000? Well, I think I buy gold. I'd probably buy 2 ounces of gold for $3,800 before I bought Joe Burrow, who hasn't won a Super Bowl. I think I would look for less expensive Joe Burrow cards, rookie cards, that maybe aren't graded, but they're gem mints. That's what I would do. Like, this card is not graded, but you can get it decent price. But if you get it graded 10, it's a $10,000 card. I think I would get a Joe Burrow rookie card that's numbered 250, and I think that it's one that's not graded, so I wouldn't pay a lot for it. But then if he wins the Super Bowl and then you get it graded 10, then you can really make a killing on it. So I think that's what I would do as far as a Joe Burrow card. I did that with a Mahomes card. I went to a store and the guy had a Mahomes card, 50 count. It said 50 on the back. not graded. I looked. Corners are good. Pitchers sharp. Looks like a 9 or 10 to me. There's only 50 of them. I think I paid $50 for it. That's how you buy sports cards. And now if he wins the Super Bowl this year, next year, that card will be worth a couple thousand. If I get it graded 10, it'll be worth 10 or 20 grand because it's a Mahomes 50 count. So try to get numbered cards is really the key to doing this. Get a numbered card. Then it's limited, and everybody knows it's limited. Ryan, hi, Ryan. I'm a Steelers fan. Need to win and have Colts lose to Jags. Tall task, I know. Well, I think the Steelers, probably Roethlisberger's last game. They're going to play for him. Who do they were at? They're dogged to Baltimore. Who's Baltimore? Who's their quarterback? I mean, Huntley's. I like Huntley. I think I like Huntley better than Jackson. They kicked a lot of field goals last week against the Rams. I think Pitt 10's probably a good play against Huntley. Andrew, Kansas State -7. Big play. Has that game? I think that game's already kicked off, hasn't it? So I don't know. I'm not watching the game as far as what's the score. Did you play it big, Andrew? Did you have a big play on Kansas State -7? I'd like the game under, but I didn't play it. I'm on such a rush from New Year's Eve and New Year's Day that I'm like, thank you very much. Derek, Tampa Bay better do something about that weak-ass defense. They're going out early. There's a lot of injuries. I mean, they're picking up Richard Sherman. God knows with Antonio Brown, there's a lot of injuries. So just 9 p.m., so the game's in 20 minutes. I would go under with the game because I don't see how LSU, they're going to have a good defense, score second. 7.5 is line. 7.5 is the line. And it was what? I think I can't read it. Maybe 3.5. I think 3.5, 48. So again, I'd tease it under with the Georgia under. If you're looking for a teaser to play or with the pro game, maybe I think Indy, even though they're laying 16, Jacksonville's such a bad team. Indy should kill them. They should be really mad after last week. Buffalo, it's hard to lay 11. Tennessee, I think I'd lay 4.5 to Houston. Pitt in the 10. I think I like Oakland as a home dog. It's a playoff game. They showed their worth. KC, if Tennessee loses, they can be the 1 seed. I look for them to play. Dallas, I don't think will play. Philadelphia might, but Dallas has nothing to play for. This is going to be a hard pro week. There's no way LSU should win this game. There's no way they should have played Alabama close either. So it's really hard. Look at South Carolina, North Carolina. South Carolina had no business winning. They bring in a new quarterback. LSU, I believe, is playing a new quarterback tonight. And I'm sure they're only getting good quarterbacks at LSU. So you just don't know what's going to happen. I think it's an underplay. Ryan, Raiders will upset Chargers. I think Chargers are more talented, but I feel Raiders. Well, look at the Raiders last week. They beat Indy. I mean, Indy's a very strong team, and they're very well balanced, good defense. And Oakland showed me a lot by beating them, and I think absolutely they. I have Oakland favored by 3 over San Diego, so I don't know. No starters, Derek. What are we talking about? LSU has no starters. They're all sitting out, all the starters for LSU. Well, in that case, yeah. I mean, how good is Kansas State, though? Can Kansas State take advantage? I'd rather see Miami in this situation. Miami would kill them. Yeah, I mean, I would say Kansas City wins. LSU third string. The whole offense and defense is third string. They're still probably pretty talented because LSU has good players. But, yeah, Kansas State. But how much is Kansas State going to try in the game? So I understand. I would say Kansas State down to 1.5 is probably gold with Georgia under, or the under in the. I'm telling you, the under in the Kansas State game is good because Kansas State does not have an explosive offense. They like to run the ball, that little option with the quarterback and little passes. They don't score a lot, and they got a pretty good defense. So I think it's still an under game. 48, you go under 54. I don't see how that game gets to 54. Everybody opted out. Well, yeah. So Kansas State it's probably Kansas State in the under. So LSU won't score. Kansas State can't score a lot, even with the third string. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so take Kansas State -1 if that's the case. That line's small, but again, Kansas State's not that strong. Anyway, they're okay team, but they're not. It's not like Baylor. If this was Baylor, I'd be locking. I'd have so many locks on the game if it was Baylor or Oak State, any of my star teams. Then absolutely, I'd be locking it. But again, Kansas State's okay. They're not, a great team. But yeah, I like Kansas State here with all what you're telling me here. Anyway, so buying sports card. How do you buy sports cards? Well, you got to buy stars and you got to buy limited. So I recommend buying 1965 Topps cards. Baseball. It's the greatest set. It's the pennant set. Very hard to find mint condition cards. If you can find a PSA 8, Mantle, Mays, Aaron, Pete Rose, Bob Gibson. It's just star-studded. Roger Maris is in it. If you really want a good investment, if you can find a Mantle 8, it's going to cost you about 10 grand. In the 65 Topps, that I would recommend that. Or a Willie Mays. I can't even find them when I go on eBay. These 65s, I can barely find anything over a 6 or a 7. So if you can find it, I think I have a 9 Mays, but it's not graded, but it's in good shape. Ryan, Alabama will win again. I told you they would win the SEC championship game. Yes, you 27-23. Bama won't be as high scoring as last game. I know it won't be high scoring. I'm saying bet the under in the game. LSU loved their coach, and now no one wants to play. Well, they fired the coach. Yeah, so here's my theory on this bullshit with these quarterback. These star players are afraid to get hurt, and they're getting ready for the NFL, or it's an exhibition game. Bullshit. It wasn't an exhibition game to Baylor, and it wasn't an exhibition game to Michigan State or half these teams that played, Army, Air Force. It wasn't an exhibition game. Then what's the whole season? The whole season's an exhibition then if you really want to go there. So, yeah, I think, like, take Nevada. Their quarterback was afraid to get hurt. He sits out because he's getting ready for the NFL draft, and they don't play at all. Nevada gets killed by a Western Michigan team who's okay, but Nevada was much better had they played. And now I would never draft this Strong because he's such a, if you're gonna just wimp out and I don't want to get hurt, I'm not going to play, and try to make it look like it's a smart business decision, you're full of shit. I would never draft any, because these guys don't want to play. They're saying, I'm afraid to get hurt. I'm not a football player. I'm not passionate about it. That's how I read it, and I would never draft any of those guys that did that. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, this sounds like a Kansas State game, LSU. If that's what you're saying, Derek, that because the coach isn't there and nobody wants to play, I agree. Look at what happened to Ole Miss quarterback. He going to lose money. Well, I agree with you. In other words, let's say I can do this video and people are going to watch me, and somebody who hasn't seen me go, wow, this guy, knows what he's doing. And I pick up customers because they're comfortable and confident that I know what I'm doing, and I'm displaying that. And if I didn't do the video, look at the last week, I didn't do the video because I was in Europe. That hurts me because I'm not getting the exposure. And the Mississippi quarterback and all these other quarterbacks that sit out, and the Nevada quarterback, what are they doing? And yet, look at Bohannon plays. The Sanders played for Oak State. Bohannon played for Baylor. They're making, now I'm going to draft the guy. The poor guy from Miami, Van Dyke, couldn't play. I don't know what happened with the COVID there. I didn't see it. I just know that they postponed the game. And he would have wanted to show, look how good I am. Look at the Michigan State quarterback, showed how good. Pickett killed himself. Pickett might have been the number one quarterback in the draft, but now they're going to say, this guy, he didn't want to get hurt. That's not the guy I want running my team. I want the kid from Miami. I want the kid from maybe not Georgia, certainly not Michigan, but different schools who played. I'd take Bohannon from Baylor and let him run my team before I take Pickett. Derek, you have to weigh how important it is to you and your family. Well, you're playing football. You're getting exposure. Millions of people are watching you in the bowl game. Otherwise, why are they playing the bowl game? So if everybody's watching you and you're getting free exposure, you play. And yes, it's important to you and your family, but isn't that more important that you have a big, let's say, the Nevada quarterback or Pickett from Pitt, they throw 5 touchdown passes, throw for 400 yards and no interceptions. Didn't they just make millions and millions of dollars because everybody watched them do it in a bowl game? That made them a lot of money. See, that's my point. By not playing, how do you add value? How do you make more money for you and your family? In other words, why are you playing football then? Why did you choose that sport? It's a very vicious sport. People get hurt in it all the time. So by not playing, you don't show your value. You're better off showing your value by playing. I'm better off showing my value here than I am if I didn't show up here. That's my point. So and you gave the other kid an opportunity. So the more you're exposed, the more you show what you can do, the better it is, the more money you make. And that's what I'm saying. And you're right, the Mississippi quarterback's going to lose money because he didn't play. No, you have proven yourself in the year. If you get hurt, nothing. I don't. Well, to a point, Derek, you're right. You're probably, if you did Pickett really prove himself. Carson Strong's good, but now maybe I draft a kid from Fresno State because I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really want to go there too much, but did he, so why is Alabama and Georgia playing? Why are their guys playing? They've proven the guy won the Heisman Trophy. Why is he playing? I mean, it's okay because it's for the title he plays. Well, isn't that against your point that he's already proven, he won the Heisman Trophy. He's proven he's good. He could get hurt in the game. Why is he playing? What does the winning a title have to do with anything? The Georgia guy, who's the best lineman in the country, he's probably the number 1 or 2 draft pick. He's going to be the first defensive tackle. Why would he play? Well, national champ, they're going to get hurt. He's proven he's that. So that's why there's how much is the national championship worth versus what you're saying about getting hurt? And that's really the question, Derek. Is he going to make more because he won the national championship? It's not like the pros where you win the Super Bowl and you get the kickback from it. Why did the Michigan players play? They weren't going to beat Georgia. Why did the Cincinnati players? They should have been resting up for they're going to get hurt. It's a physical game, but if you love the game you play, because you love the game. Well, why would they play? So why would the Alabama guys play against New Mexico State? They're going to win. They're going to kill them. Why are they playing? Why did they play against Charleston or the South Dakota State or all these bullshit games that they play against Division II teams? Why does any of the starters play? They've proven themselves. They're going to prove themselves in the big game. That's where we can take this. And it's just because I want a guy who loves to play football, who's not worried about getting hurt. And most of these injuries are not going to be career ending. I mean, that happens once in a while, but you could just as easily in the NFL, the first game, get hurt and, so what? I mean, that's what happens. But it's football. If they don't want to get hurt, then they should be going and playing golf or tennis or baseball. That's my point. Young adult, what they love. I played football. I loved playing football. If I could play football now, I'd play football. So I'm not. My point is, if you choose to play football, you could get injured in it. That's my point. And if you're going to get injured in it, you either play or you don't play. Then don't play at all because you might get injured. So I don't know what young adults, I don't know what that means. Are they playing for the money or are they playing because they love to play football? I want the guys who love to play football on my team. If the guy's playing for the money, then he's not, I don't want him because then he's not a passionate player. It's like, let's put it this way, Derek. It's like a girl who dates you because you've got money. She doesn't really love you, but you have money, so she dates you. That's about the same thing here. They don't want to get hurt. They're there for the money. Does Jake Fromm stink? I don't know. He didn't stink at Georgia. He's on the Giants. I don't know. We'll see, but a lot of it's the system. Does Jordan Love stink? He was great at Utah State that one year, and then he stuck the second year. So I don't know. Are you giving him a fair chance on the Giants? With their terrible coaching, maybe. Maybe he does, but I would give him a chance because of what he did at Georgia. He didn't stink at Georgia. He was very good there. That's all I'm saying. So, I don't love Josh Allen. I'm sorry, he can't read a blitz. I didn't see Jake Fromm, and I can't say because he played a couple of snaps on the Giants that he stinks. So we'll see. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but I would definitely play the guy. I think the guy Trask at Florida, who's on Tampa Bay, is a stud. Maybe he stinks too. I see a lot of stinky quarterbacks in the league. Lamar Jackson comes to mind. He stinks. He's just a runner. He's not a quarterback. So if Jake Fromm could run, maybe he doesn't stink. Maybe he's Jalen Hurts or Tug Tagliavua, who he stinks. Anyway, it's just, that's what we have. But we're getting off track. I saw him not good on the Giants. Yeah, again, it's the Giants. They don't have receivers. They don't have running backs. They don't have a good offense, so you can't really, look at Darnold. He sucked on the Jets, and now he's on Carolina, and he's starting, and he sucks there too. But look at Tannehill. Tannehill sucked for years on Miami, goes to Tennessee. Now he's decent. He's not great, but he's much better than he was. So, yeah, you got to look what's on. A quarterback's better with a running game and good receivers and a good coach and a good offensive line. And does he have any of that at the Giants? I don't think so. And so you can blame the quarterback, but that's really not the point. So let's see. I mean, maybe he does. Maybe he does. I don't think he does. I think, if Brady, look when Brett Favre went to the Jets. Did he stink? They sure sucked, the Jets, with Favre. Then he went to Minnesota, and he was at Green Bay. He didn't stink. So it's all a matter of that. Do you think San Francisco gets in? They do have the Rams number. I think they could beat them. I think New Orleans, as long as Kamara plays, will beat Atlanta. Again, I got to look at the matchups, but I think they're going to have trouble with the Rams. I think they could beat the Rams, but the Rams need it to win the division over Arizona, who might have trouble with Seattle if Seattle puts up another 50 here. And again, keep in mind these division games, just like Buffalo and the Jets, they play each other twice a year. It's a whole different animal than, playing a Jacksonville. Look at Buffalo against Jacksonville, right? Did you think they're going to lose? And they lost to fucking Jacksonville. So yeah, this league, Houston killed San Diego. Nobody's really that good except for maybe Green Bay. Tampa Bay went healthy. Atlanta plays New Orleans tough. Well, there you go. And Frisco plays the Rams tough, and the Jets might play Buffalo tough. Again, when you play each other twice a year, it's a whole different battle. But I think New Orleans with Kamara and their defense, and if Taysom Hill plays, should beat Atlanta. It will probably be a close game, I agree, but I think New Orleans, it's a must-win, back against the wall, and you've got to keep that in mind, Derek. When the back's against the wall, it's a different animal than just a regular Sunday game. And New Orleans has their back against the wall, must win. They got Kamara. Look for that. I'm way off schedule here. So, again, baseball cards, you're basing on condition. Now, do I buy baseball cards over gold, over Bitcoin, over stocks? I've done a video on that. Again, this versus a PSA 10, not going to get the value. You got to get the card graded. It's got to be PSA, and to get real serious money, you need a PSA 10. If you buy a PSA 10, you're going to pay a lot for it. Now, was a Joe Burrow card for $3,200 better than buying 2 ounces of gold? Well, let's say it's $3,500 and the gold's $3,500. I would probably buy the gold, 2 ounces. Burrow hasn't won the playoff. What if he gets injured? Then he never really achieves the value. So this is why I'd rather go out and get a Joe Montana rookie card or a Jerry Rice rookie. They've already done it. They've already achieved it. You don't have the risk. You've got a high risk with Burrow. You have less of a risk with Mahomes. He's won a Super Bowl, or Aaron Rodgers. Of course, Brady, if you can get a good card of his, it's going to cost you, but you can't lose with it. So, again, it's risk and reward. If Burrow doesn't win a Super Bowl and he gets hurt again, the value drops to nothing. So why do you want to take? That's a heavy risk. Are you going to get the reward? So all investment and all like football is risk and reward, as I talk. So the risk is getting a Joe Burrow card for $3,200. What's the reward? Is it going to go up to 10 grand? It's already a PSA 10. This is what my friend showed me. So it's already a PSA 10 at $3,200. Where's it going? Okay, he's got to win a couple Super Bowls to get that sucker up to 10 grand. Gold, we know, is going to 10 grand. You can buy a Montana or buy a Brady card or a second or third year Jordan card. That they're not going to lose value. You're going to just gain value as the currency gets exposed. Derek, Professor, I really appreciate your insight and intelligence. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate you being here again. That's why I do a live show, because I want the interaction. I agree with a lot of what you say, but I'm the type, and really to do what I do, you've got to be pretty strong-headed. In other words, once I make a decision, nobody can fuck with me. In other words, when I say Georgia under, nobody's going to make me not take Georgia under. If Alabama wins the game, I'm not talking there. I think Georgia will win it, but you might change my mind. You're not changing my mind, Georgia under. But that's what you have to do to bet and do the cards and do the stocks and do the gold. You've got to study it, and then once you make your mind up, nobody changes my mind. So at this point, I'm very like what you're saying, Jake Fromm. Okay, I think he's good because I watched him at Georgia, and I'll make comments about Lamar Jackson because he can't throw the ball 20 yards accurately. And and some other like Darnold stinks, and no, he does stink because I've seen him play enough. Fromm I haven't seen, and we're looking at him on the Giants. So again, he might stink, but I'm still open on that. And maybe he does stink, but I all I'm saying is give him a chance because of what he did at Georgia. But anyway, that's what you're looking at. So again, Derek, anytime I enjoy your comments, I enjoy the interaction. I'll be doing my pro show Thursday, but I wanted to do one of my customers, friends wanted some advice on cards and gold, and that's why I'm doing this show to give them a more direct answer. And everybody else, you should definitely own gold. That's a no-brainer. That's a lock. You want to survive and not be a prisoner and not be broke. If you're holding on to 50,000 US dollars, it's going to be worth nothing, or it's going to be worth very, very little. You're not going to be able to go on vacation and buy a car and buy a steak and buy clothes. So I'm trying to protect you. If you buy gold, you will not be a slave, and you will be able to do everything and have your freedom. They're taking your freedom away, but people don't realize it because they're not taught it. I was. So that's really what I'm saying. But as far as, so you got to own gold. Now, if you want to invest in baseball cards, pick your favorite. You want Joe Burrow, get a Joe Burrow, but don't buy a PSA 10 for $3,200. That's kind of crazy. I've always listened, and I know that everything is educated guess. You don't twist arms. You give great. Thank you, Derek. I talk from my heart. I talk with passion. And I'm really trying to help. I know it. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm doing this live. I really want to educate you, Derek. I want to buy gold, here's how you buy these cards. So when I'm talking football, this is what I want you to see. You want to bet good defenses. You want to bet a good quarterback. But look at Tom Brady, he's struggling. You need a balanced team. You need a team with running like Green Bay. So when you get a good running team with a good quarterback and a good defense, you want to bet those guys all day. And that's why I was surprised Indy lost to Oakland. However, Oakland, if Jacobs plays, has the quarterback, has the running back. I'm not quite sure about their defense, but it did show up. But I heard, I didn't see the game. I was on a plane, but I heard that Carson Wentz played Carson Wentz ball, which was everything was overthrows, and he missed a lot of receivers. I got to watch the highlights of it. But I'm really here to teach. I enjoy being called a professor because I am very much like him as far as a chess player and, very astute, asking why did I lose? Why did I win? Why did I win Ohio State? Because I knew they would score a lot. I know Utah had a good quarterback. That's why I won. That's why the over was successful. So I'll ask why I won just as much as I'll ask why I lost. But why did I lose the Indy-Oakland game? Because Carson Wentz, basically. I thought he'd play better. I knew he had the COVID, but I knew he'd play, and I thought at this point in the season he wouldn't be that bad. But I know Carson Wentz. That's why I bet Tennessee over Miami, because I know Tagliabue was a choke. He chokes all the big games. He did in college. He did in the pros. And here Tennessee needed the win. Tagliabue chokes again. That's why I bet Tennessee, even though they were laying 3. So there's always a reason. That's what I'm trying to do. John Madden was the house for Raiders that day. Yeah, he probably was. Again, I didn't know he was going to die. Probably. I love John Madden, and it's hard to watch these announcers because John Madden was so classy. Him and Pat Summerall. And now you got such idiots announcing that it's really hard. But anyway, if you're a Martin Brodeur fan, buy Martin Brodeur, but buy the numbered card or his rookie card. But you want to buy it cheap. I used to go to card shows and we'd look for mint condition cards and we'd buy them for, I think I bought the Jerry Rice rookie card for $40. It's mint. Maybe it's at least a 9, maybe a 10. It's a little off center. The picture's sharp. The corners are sharp. The centering's just a little off, but you can still get a 10 at 60-40. If it's a 10, it's going for $125,000. I paid $40 for it because at the show, I looked for a gem mint condition card and I found it. That's how you make money at it. To spend $3,200 on a Burrow card that's not graded, it's not numbered, but it's graded 10. I don't think I would do that. I think it's a lot of money. And if I'm going to put that much money in, I'm getting Willie Mays or a Hank Aaron or a Koufax or some Jordan. Well, I don't think you can touch Jordan cards for that money, not the rookie or the second year. But even the Brady's you can't get. But, if I'm going to spend that money, I'm not buying a Joe Burrow. I'm going to buy a Joe Burrow ungraded that I can see is a very good condition card that I can get cheap, and then I can get it graded 10 and make a lot of money on it. I think that's how I've collected my cards. I bought a few Bobby Orrs that were like 9s at shows, but they weren't expensive. Now, so I made pretty good money on them, but I think that's the only ones I bought really graded, but I've never spent a lot of money on a card. And my collection's worth a hell of a lot of money now with everything going up. And again, it's a hedge against the dollar. So what you got to be smart enough is to understand the dollar is getting fucked over. If you hold it, you're going to lose. I pulled most of my money out of the bank. There's going to be bank runs like Greece. So you got 50,000. Good luck getting it out. And what's the value of it? So you don't want to leave a lot of money in the bank. Stocks, I read something today where they said, well, they only hedge against inflation, stocks. No, stocks is not a hedge against inflation. Sorry, because what happens is prices will go up because the dollar value goes down. People have less money. Therefore, the value of the stock drops because sales drop and the stock goes down. And people sell their stocks in the emergency of the inflation. So, no, stocks are not the answer. Gold and silver, basically gold is the answer. This will help you. The Martin Brodeur 250 card that's not graded, you get it graded and you turn a $500 card into $10,000. Any Brady, and you get the numbered card. So if you get a 50 count Brady card, and I got some, you get it graded 10. It's worth thousands of dollars. I got his rookie card. I think it's a Bowman Chrome refractor. Gorgeous card, perfect card. There's no centering to it. It's like this. There's no centering to this card. It's just corners and picture. So I know this is a 10. The corners are sharp. There's no centering to worry about. And there's no scratches. I got a Brady card, Bowman Chrome rookie refractor. I go on eBay and I see a Bowman Chrome, not the refractor, going for a 10, going for 30 grand. I got the refractor, which is far more limited, and it's got to be $100,000 card for this Brady rookie card that I bought for $100 at a show in 2001 or 2002. So the key is buying the player. If you're going to buy sports cards, buy what you love, buy what's pretty. This is a beautiful card. You can see the shine on it, and it's a blue ice. It's a very beautiful card. It's limited, but it's Martin Brodeur, it's Dominic Hasek, it's I got Mario Lemieux in it also. So you go after the superstars. That's what people demand. So it's again supply and demand. It's again return on investment. That's really what you're looking for in any investment. Why do you buy a stock? It's a good stock. It's a good company. That's what you want to own. So basically, that's why you buy sports cards, because you're buying an asset which will hold the value as the currency drops, because the currency is bullshit. It's money that's printed. It is not. It's not money. It's currency. The difference is currency is bullshit. Money is money, but it's only gold and silver. Theoretically, this is more of a money than Bitcoin because I have the card. It's $250. This is worth something, right? The Bitcoin is not it's nothing. It's a PayPal, basically. It's a way to trade. I can give you $100. I'll give you some Bitcoin. What's the difference? I can do it in PayPal. It ain't currency. PayPal is not currency. It's a way of giving my girlfriend $100. Here you go, honey. She lives in Europe, so I don't have to do a wire. And it's the same as Bitcoin. She gets the money. She gets the $100. If I gave her $100 worth of Bitcoin, how would she go shopping with the money? She wouldn't. So you give her the money. The PayPal gives her the money in whatever currency. She gets rubles, Ukrainian dollars, Romanian dollars, German, whatever the euro, whatever the currency it is, she gets it and she goes shopping and, goes and eats, pays rent with it, all that stuff. So that's what you're buying. You want to get assets. It's the only way you can protect yourself from what the hell's happening, which nobody wants you to know. Oh, inflation's changing. Oh, we're going to raise interest rates. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. It's not transitory. It's here. You printed the money. This is why this card's worth $2, because it's not numbered. They probably made 100,000 of these. It's Mario fucking Lemieux. It's a perfect card. It's centered. It's cornered. It's a 10. If it's this is worth maybe $10, and if it's graded, it's maybe worth $100 because it's not fucking limited. This is money, right? They can't raise interest rates high enough because inflation is at least 15%. They'd have to raise interest rates to 20%. They can't do it because of all this debt out there. So everybody is going to be fucked. The only people not going to be fucked are the central banks who have all this tremendous amount of gold. And there's this whole magic act. Oh, gold's down because of the Fed raising up. Bullshit. Gold's down because they're keeping it down on purpose. So the Chinese and Russians can buy it and protect themselves. That's what they're doing. And that's what I want everybody who's listening to do, is buy your gold and silver to protect yourself. You will be free by doing that. I am buying it. I don't tell you. You see my bets. What other handicapper says this is my bets and then shows you, here's the history. Go to my site, go to the history tab. You can see every bet I made. Who else does that, right? And I'm telling you, I have gold, I have silver, I have baseball cards. You can clearly see it. I show you. If I do it, I'm not stupid. I'm not doing it to lose money. So therefore, you've got to understand. I understand. Everybody is going to be screwed, right? You're going to have no money. So so let's think it through. You have no money. What are you going to do? You're going to go on a vacation to Vegas? You're going to go on a vacation to Amsterdam? How? You don't have any money. You can't fly. How are you going to buy a nice clothes? How are you going to buy a sports car? How are you going to buy a house? You don't have any money because your 100,000 in US dollars is going to be worth 10,000. It's going to be worth nothing. But if you move your 100 grand into 50 ounces of gold, guess what? Your gold so here's the perfect example. Gold was 35 an ounce in 71. Nixon takes us off. It's now worth $1,800. It's still an ounce of gold. It now takes $1,800 and really more to buy the same ounce. Well, that's what's going to happen. Now it's at 18. Soon it's going to be at $5,000 and then 10 grand because they're printing the money makes it the value, the lower the value. And that's what's happening. And if you have money, you're not going to be able to get it out of the bank. What you can get, it's not going to buy you anything. It's going to be, why is bread $10 a loaf? Why is milk $15 to buy a gallon? That's what's going to happen. You'll be lucky to buy a house. So the only way to protect you, and this is what the professor is tell you, the only way to protect yourself is to buy the gold. You're fine buying the gold coins that say gold. The Eagles, the Cougarans, it says 1 ounce of gold. You're buying the ounce of gold. You don't give a shit what country it is. As long as it says, and it'll say 1 ounce of gold. If it doesn't say 1 ounce of gold, don't buy it. If you buy jewelry or you have jewelry, if you put a magnet to it and it sticks, it's not real, don't buy it. If it repels, it's gold, buy it. And that's really the key. That's how you're gonna survive in this life, because for some reason these idiots are trying to fucking kill everybody or bankrupt everybody with this inflation, with this COVID stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous what's going on. They can't all be this stupid, and I can't be this smart that I'm the only one that understands what the hell's going on here. But you must protect yourself. This is what we do with the football. I'm trying to make you money so you can buy gold, basically. It's a good way to do it. But that, and again, so my friend made a lot of money on my picks, and he, I give him credit for trying to buy a card. I would still buy your gold and then maybe buy a Joe Burrow card that is not graded, that looks mint, and you have it, and then off you go. If you really want to get serious and buy the baseball cards as the investment, as protection, go buy Mickey Mantle, go buy Michael Jordan or Tom Brady. Don't fuck around with Joe Burrow. He hasn't won a Super Bowl, and I love Joe Burrow, and he might win 5 Super Bowls. Then I'll buy his cards. At this point, get them cheap, and then like my Brady cards, I got them very cheap. I didn't pay a lot for them. But if you really want cards, get Mantles. Go to the 65 tops. Go to the buy some Mantle 1950s that are graded at least 8 or 9, and you're going to pay 100, 200,000 graded Mantle cards, but you can't lose with them. That is not a risk. That you want to buy Bitcoin and it's $50,000. I'd buy Mickey Mantle cards for $50,000 and make 20 times the value that you're going to get in Bitcoin, because you buy a 1955 or 56 Mantle that's a PSA 8. You're never going to lose money on that. It's Mickey Mantle. I mean, that is a lock. Okay. So don't even go with the Bitcoin thinking it's limited. You know how many, let's take a 1959 Mickey Mantle PSA 9. You know how many there probably are? 20. You want to talk limited. You want to talk something that will never, ever, ever go down in value. And as they print more money, it can only go up. Get a Mickey Mantle PSA 9, 1959, 1960, 1965, any of them. They're all they have to go up because the value of the dollar, what you're doing is you're printing more money, which is lowering the value of the money. So all the other things that are assets, every asset goes up not because the price went up, it's the value of the dollars dropping. And eventually they want to, I don't know if they'll make digital, just be careful, because then they can control you much easier because they know what you're spending it on. Oh, you went to Amsterdam in the red light district. No. You can't spend your money like that. So just be careful. That's why everybody likes cash. Nobody knows what I'm doing. So that's really the story of it. So again, buy your gold, go to a coin store. It'll say 1 ounce of gold, a half ounce of gold, a quarter ounce of gold, a tenth ounce. It'll say it on the coin. Cougarans, South African, Australian, U.S., Maple Leafs. As long as they say 1 ounce of gold, a half ounce, and they will, you're fine to buy it. You cannot lose money on it. Don't panic. They don't have it. The central banks are buying tons of it. Just look it up and you'll see what the Chinese and the Russians are doing. Putin owns so much gold, it's crazy. Why would they buy it if it's not a good thing to buy? So just follow the lead of them. Follow what Putin does. He's smart. And if he's buying gold, then maybe you should buy gold, because obviously he's not stupid and he's not going to waste his money buying gold if he doesn't think it's a good thing to buy. So that's all I can say. That will protect you. I'm trying to protect you as your friend, as the professor, as the teaser king. That's what I'm doing here. That's why I do it. I'm just trying to help. That's why I do the whole thing here, is to share my knowledge, because most people aren't. And I'm standing up and saying, well, screw that. I'm gonna teach and try to educate. That's why, like, when I talk football, I'm trying to teach you how to pick. I'm saying I'm telling you, Georgia's under. I'm trying to teach you, when you get a team that gives up 7 points a game, shuts out Arkansas, Tennessee, all these good teams, then kills Michigan, like, just look what they're doing with this defense and go. And I get the Alabama game, but look at Alabama. The rest of the games, they did not. They put up 27 on freaking Cincinnati. You think Cincinnati's defense is better than Georgia? All I'm saying is Georgia didn't need the game. This game is going to be totally different. They're going to play, and it's going to be like the Auburn game, which was 10-3. Auburn should have won. And then it was 10-10 into overtime. That's what you're going to get is like an Auburn type of game. It's going to be very low scoring, because this is going to be a war, because Georgia's coming to play, and they're not going to get 41 again by Alabama. So I guarantee you that. And it's going to be a totally different, Georgia knows what they're doing. So they know what Alabama did, and they're not going to let it happen again. But anyway, that's what I'm doing here. So my friends who want to buy gold, go to the coin store, buy gold, an ounce, buy what you can. And then as you're making money down the road, you buy a tenth of an ounce, you buy a quarter of an ounce, you buy a bunch of silver, because silver is going to go up from 22 an ounce to 200-300 an ounce. But silver doesn't really run as much. Gold will go up thousands, where silver doesn't, but gold costs you more. So if you have 500 sitting around, go buy 20 silver ounces. You can't go wrong. It's depleted, and it's also money, so you're going to do well with silver. But you can afford it. It's much more affordable to buy 20 silver ounces at $30 an ounce for $600. That's only going to cost you $600, but your $600 in the bank's going to be worth $400 soon because of the printing of it. So just be careful. I guess that's it. I don't know what else I can say, but if you're buying baseball cards, it's an asset. You won't lose. Buy superstars. Try to buy them. If you can buy them ungraded that are mint, do it. Buy them that are numbered. This is a much rarer card, and you can see there's only 250 of them. There's 50 count, there's 25 count. So they only made 20. I have a Steve Eiserman. They've only made one. It says 1 of 1 on the back. You can't get any better than that. So that's my point. Get the limited cards. They're talking Bitcoin 21 million. I got a card that's 1. How limited is that versus 21 million? So just protect yourself. It's all protection. It's all gold. You cannot lose with gold. Don't panic sell it. If it drops, the only reason it's dropping is so China and Russia can buy more and the central banks can buy. That's the only reason it drops. It's not dropping because people don't want it. And COMEX is a fixed system. They short it to lower the price to buy it. Okay, so think of that. It's never going down because of lack of demand, and the governments and the press don't want you to understand it because they are trying to control us and they're trying to make us slaves Unfortunately, that's the reality. One last thought. So I go to Amsterdam for Christmas. They close it. Well, here's Teaserking. Here's how I think. Why? What is the benefit of closing freaking Amsterdam? And don't tell me it's because of COVID and nobody will get sick, because they don't give a shit about diabetes and heart problems and sugar and alcohol, and cars kill people. They don't. But for some reason, COVID, oh my God, we got to close the city, but we're going to sell sugar and people will get diabetes and die. But we don't care about that. We just care that COVID. And it's the only disease I've ever heard of that there's no symptoms, but you have a disease with no symptoms is the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard in my life. So anyway, that's what's happening. I'll be back Thursday with the pros. I think we talked a little bit about it. My friend Derek and Ryan, and I got a bunch. Side note, I made one of my customers $1,000 on FanDuel by picking a game straight. I gave him winner after winner, and he finally was able to bet it, and he won $1,000. So I was very happy for him. I just charge a small commission to do that kind of stuff. Again, I'm happy he made $1,000. Basically that's it. Anyway, so I'll be back with the pros, and that's about it. So yes, card collecting. If there's questions, go to teaserking.com and you can email me, and I'd be happy. It's easier to talk about it than just continuing email, but try to look. What's going on? Try to look at. I lost my train of thought. Basically, just I forgot where I was going with this, but anyway, if you're buying sports cards, just try to get good cards, get good players, get superstars, and really don't worry about Joe Burrow. Go get Mickey Mantle, Willie Mays, Jordan, Brady, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice. Get superstars that are already proven. There's less risk. You still get the reward. Everybody wants a Joe Montana. Everybody wants a Mickey Mantle. Does everybody want a Joe Burrow? Not right now. He hasn't won a Super Bowl, but he's a good player. He's worth getting, but not worth $3,200 worth. Again, buy your gold to protect yourself. It's not a stock. It's not going to be worth $1,950 today and worth $5,000 tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. It's not a Bitcoin type of trade. It's a protection long term. It'll be worth $10,000. It's just going to be a year or two. So you got to take that into consideration when you buy it. It's a protect, because your dollar's shrinking to nothing for sure. So the gold will go up. It's just not, it's not tomorrow. You can't, it's not a stock. It's far more valuable than a stock. All right, everybody. I think I'm talked out and I'm starving, so I'm going to go eat my dinner. Good luck. Hope the Kansas State players, Kansas State wins for you. Again, Georgia is the lock under. We'll see who we're going to lock it with in the pros. It'll be whose back's against the wall. Oakland, San Diego, Frisco and the Rams. I'm not sure Baltimore, Pitt, New Orleans, Tennessee, Buffalo and New England, Indy and Tennessee, Kansas City. If Tennessee loses, is the 1 seed. So there's a lot of incentive, a lot of backs against the wall. Avoid the Dallas game because they don't need it. They're not going anywhere. I wouldn't think. And just be careful. See, then I agree sitting players out to not get injured. I don't agree with it in the bowl games. Yes, they're young people, but you can't get hurt showing your skills. So by showing the talent of Carson, of Strong at Nevada, or Pickett at Pittsburgh, by showing, having a big game is going to make you millions of dollars. You're not going to get hurt. I mean, okay, you had all these bowl games. Did anybody get seriously injured that they can't play football next year? No, nobody got seriously injured any more than they would in a regular game. And they play, and they're all fine. They might hurt an ankle or whatever. That's football. You're playing football. You're not playing golf. You're not wearing dresses. You're playing. You're a man. You like to hit. They like to play, or they wouldn't be playing. Believe me. So anyway, that's my thought. So again, good luck. If questions, please come to www.teaserking.com. If you want the pro playoffs, we'll do $75 just by the week. I'll give you the whole NFL playoffs. But we still have week 18. Georgia's the lock. Georgia under in college. 52.5, going under 58.5. There's no way that's going there. All right, everybody. Have a great night, and I hope everybody had a good holiday. And I'll be on Thursday with the pros. And again, if you need me, just go to the site and email me. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you very much for watching. And Derek, don't worry. I appreciate your questions and comments and thoughts, and everybody else, and Ryan and Alex, my friend. So absolutely, have a great night. Okay, everybody, I'm all talked out. I'm on European time. I'm 7 hours ahead. So anyway, take care. Good luck to everybody, and have a nice week. All right, bye, everybody.